I'm Captain Logan.
And I'm Vince.
I'm Troy.
And it's time once again
To recommend things.
So, Vince, are you ready to recommend stuff?
I am.
You want to let Troy go first?
Sure.
Troy, would you like to recommend something first?
Okay, I think I went first last time I was on.
Well, we usually have the guests go first. What would you like to recommend today, Troy?
Well, a few weeks ago, Vince finally got me into collecting figures.
I am the devil!
So he stole all your money away from you.
Yeah, he's found a way for me to get rid of all my money and keep cool things in his house. So, I got this. This is one of the first of 3 that I bought. He's a little Johnny Cash. He comes with a...
That's so cool, dude.
He's actually walking the railroad line on the base, which is removable.
That's neat. And
then he's got a guitar that is also removable. If I can get it off. With the actual strings on it and everything. Looks really nice. So, you know, the man in black himself. Very sweet, very cool figure. And, you know, I'm sure you guys talk about it a lot. Figures don't always have to be comics and those kind of things. And
Vince has recommended stuff that's not.
Yeah,
he had an Elvis.
This is a really great figure and got it for a really great price.
Yeah, that's really neat. Does he have... Oh, see, I was hoping he would have enough articulation so he could flip you off, but he doesn't.
No, he doesn't. I wish he did. That would be pretty sweet.
I'm pretty sure it's McFarlane.
It's neat. It looks very McFarlane to me, but I don't know.
Oh, no, it's not. That's right. It was...
What is it?
I forget what it is, but we looked it up because I was like, I think that's a McFarlane. And I looked it up and went, oh, it's not a McFarlane. And I did it with that voice, too. I was like, I'm Bullwinkle.
So, yes, that's my recommend. Go buy a figure. It doesn't have to be a comic figure.
Vince, what do you recommend today, dude?
Today, I'm recommending a movie. I'm recommending The Burbs. That's right. Because we had we had a GNN in which I talked about The Burbs and The Money Pit. And today I'm going to recommend The Burbs. I'm going to say this is not the greatest movie ever, but it is definitely indicative of comedies of the time. And if you haven't seen Tom Hanks' comedy, especially some of our younger viewers who maybe only really know him as a dramatic actor, go back and check out some of his 80s comedies.
Vince, it's a great, like, Sunday, rainy day, pop it in, you want to laugh movie.
Vince, have you ever done a recommend where you actually opened it with "This is the greatest movie ever"?
This is the greatest movie ever because I have put Dark Knight in the... No, I'm kidding. But, you know, that's the thing, is I feel like when I review something, I have to be really objective. But when I recommend something, it doesn't necessarily have to be great. It just has to be enjoyable.
Sometimes he recommends things that aren't even good.
I bet.
Yeah, I have. I did recommend Battleship.
Look, you did.
Really?
He did.
Yeah, because it was hilarious. it was so funny. This is funny, too. Sorry. It's called a segue.
Sorry, go ahead.
So The Burbs, essentially, Tom Hanks plays a guy who is on a brief vacation. He's on leave, and he's trying to relax. He's trying to figure out a way to relax. But because he lives in suburbia, and these people are all extremely tight-knit in this area, they won't leave him alone to just relax. So people start coming over into these conspiracy theories about the guy who lives next door to him, about how he's an evil dude, how he's killing people and keeping them in his basement.
New neighbors.
That's right. New neighbors who live in a really creepy house. They're also really creepy people. So apparently, if you're going to buy a creepy-looking house, you must be a creepy person. Keep that in mind. But... is
that a reference to his new house?
Yes, it is.
Oh, I didn't even pick up on that.
It's not that creepy.
My house isn't even kind of creepy.
He has a bat cave.
I would never have in a million years picked up on that. Well, what? My bat cave is creepy?
As opposed to Tim Ryan's
creepy?
man bat cave.
I could have made it creepy, but it's not creepy.
No,
It's not
creepy.
like it's just like all the female characters from everything all over the place in Scandal.
No, it's not. No, well, it's also not
like
creepy like a cave creepy, you know? It's just like...
well lit.
I told him he should have painted the walls like a cave, or like put rocks in the walls or something.
Well, you could have got that like cave wallpaper. Like,
yeah.
Are we recommending my bat cave?
I'm recommending your basement.
No, I thought about that, but I think Sarah picked a really good color.
I do.
Yeah,
I like
it works.
Sorry.
But no,
we just moved in. I just moved in. These guys didn't move in.
It's a zany type comedy. It's not something that's low-key. It's not something that's realistic. It is goofy. It's fun. It's I would say that there are a handful of movies that are Tom Hanks at his best. I'd say this, Bachelor Party, The Money Pit.
Big.
Big,
I love
exactly.
Big.
This.
I wish I could get a Coke machine for $100.
Yeah.
big is even more so heartfelt than this. So
I wish I could get hired at a toy company.
Yeah. I love that scene where he's like $100, and the guy next to him is like, yeah, I know, we get so ripped off here.
But yeah, I don't have a lot to say about this movie. It's quirky, it's fun, and that's really all I have to say.
Which is all a movie needs to be in the end.
Yeah, especially one of these zany 80s comedies. Apparently came out in '89.
Yeah, it's okay to do that. Not everything has to be super ultra deep.
Yeah.
Good can mean many different things. Today, I'm going to recommend some little tiny action figures.
Little tiny.
Yeah, well, I've been getting these for my kid, and the brand is Heroics. They make these. Heroics. They make these little balls that you get for $1 at like Walmart and other places like that, and it's ambiguous. You don't know what you're getting when you get them. You just know it has like a little thing around it and tells you if it's DC or Marvel, and then you pop it open, and then you get a figure. And we ended up with 3 Wolverines. But anyway,
the exact opposite of the red jelly bean.
So we've been buying these. We've been buying these when we go to when we walk into Walmart every now and again, and getting these for Jason, and he likes popping them open and seeing what he gets. So anyway, but yeah. So he's got a Green Lantern, and I'll do some close-ups of these. He's got a Superman. I mean, these are fairly detailed for how super tiny they are.
They're not much different than a HeroClix figure.
Yeah, they look pretty good. They're just on a base. I mean, they obviously don't have any kind of articulation. They're just, you know, to look at.
They're just small enough to swallow.
But I will say that they're decently durable. My kid's been carrying them around in his little hands all the time.
Great game pieces.
Yeah, they would make great game pieces.
Who wants to play Superhero Monopoly?
I think the Batman looks really boss. It's a very old school kind of like mid
ripped,
80s.
And not because he's wearing a suit that makes him look ripped.
Exactly. Yeah. It's because he is that way. Here's a Hulk. There's a few others we have, I think, that I don't have in my little handful here. But anyway,
those awful-looking ripped Hulk suits, I'm telling you.
This is decent for $1. I think these are pretty cool. I was surprised to find them in the regular toy aisle and not in like a vending machine.
Yeah, it seems like they would be on one of those, you know, put a couple quarters
and
in
maybe
and turn
they
the crank.
are in a vending machine, because I mean they're
like
very small.
homies.
They're in these they're in these balls. But I don't know. I think it's kind of fun, and you know, if you got a little kid like mine, and you're not. You know, he's not the kind of kid that puts stuff in his mouth. It's definitely cool because he plays with the balls too. You know,
I imagine that's a great like. I want something. I want to buy something. I want to get something when we're out. Like, spend $1. That's pretty good.
Yeah, it is like that. I mean, you know, Jason's really well behaved and he doesn't beg for stuff or anything like that.
I'm not saying your kid is that
but
way.
it is really cool if you got a kid that's into superheroes and you want to kind of reward him for something, but you don't want to spend $20, you know, and you just want to. So you know, we'll walk in and I'll drop $3 or $4 and get a few of these, and it's fun to come home and see what you get.
It seems like it'd be something cool. Like I got little nieces and nephews who are into that kind of stuff. That'd be a cool thing. When I show up to the house to be like, hey.
And like,
I got you something.
And like best stocking stuff forever. Because I'm going to go in, because I don't know how long they're going to have these, I'm going to go in while they still have them and buy like 10.
You could fill a whole stocking with
just
them.
throw them in Jason's stocking for Christmas. But anyway, so yeah, that's what I recommend. Especially if you got little kids and you want to get some cool little things. Decent for $1, I think. So
I feel like I should have recommended a figure.
Yeah. Well, you know, I picked mine at the last minute, so.
Dare to be different!
Well, everybody, thanks a lot for watching us recommend things. Vince and I will be back to recommend something for you once again next week. I'm Captain Logan.
I'm Vince.
And I'm Troy.
We'll see you next time.